I have a lot of people tell me that that's their favorite movie of all time. And that's another that a lot of people had to go watch 4 times.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end, no dark is right, because their words had fought no lightning they. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Interstellar was let loose in 2014, and with its release came the brain-boggling, striking masterpiece that is considered by some to be the best cinematic piece ever. Now, some rascals out there think that the raving reviews are high praise, but during these few minutes, I will show you how this is so much more than a movie about space exploration, and how, at its core, it is a movie about love. Now, I'm biased because I've seen this movie more times than I can count, but with every time I watch it, I learn something new. But that's the magical lesson with Christopher Nolan movies. You can watch them a zillion times, yet you still won't grasp everything. Every time you watch them, you get something new. A little moment of eureka, where you get that little Easter egg that you've glossed over before. Interstellar revolves around Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey, a single father raising his kids in the midst of the world ending. Humanity is running out of food.
Wheat 7 years ago, okra this year. Now there's just corn.
And we're growing more than we ever have.
Well, but like the potatoes in Ireland and the wheat in the Dust Bowl, the corn will die soon.
The only way to survive is to escape the dying planet and find another home among the stars. But to do that, Cooper needs to leave his family and journey to places where he knows he might not come back from. The film follows him as he says a tear-jerking goodbye to his daughter Murphy.
Murph. You have no idea when you're coming back. No idea. Oh!
Hey, I love you forever. You hear me? I love you forever.
How'd it go?
I'm fine. It's fine. Good job.
Trouble safe, eh?
You look after our place for me, all right? All right?
Uh-huh. Hey, can I use your truck while you're gone?
Maybe in your truck. I'll make sure they bring him back.
Look after my kids, Donald.
Go for main engine start. T-minus 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Main engine start. 4. 3. 2. 1.
Through his journeys and experiences through the universe. Now, I don't want to spoil too much, but don't run to the bathroom for the last 30 minutes because this movie grips you like a vice. Oh, and at the end, get the tissues. And although this movie is technically sci-fi and set in a dystopian future, its realistic dialogue and character development make this movie feel like a compelling call to action on climate change. It is a slap in the face for some people about how if we keep going at this pace, we are condemned to our own fate. The movie accomplishes this point of action through a few factors. First, it's a realistic depiction of human interactions and realistic character building. For example, we learn early on that in the education system during this time period, the teachers are telling students the moon landing is fake, and just a plot to bankrupt the Russians. Cooper knows this to be false, as in the opening scene we see him in a ship of some sort, and he calls BS on them. only to accidentally get his daughter Murph suspended.
She brought this in to show the other students the section on the lunar landings.
Yeah, that's one of my old textbooks. She always loved the pictures.
It's an old federal textbook. We've replaced them with the corrected versions,
Corrected.
explaining how the Apollo missions were fake to bankrupt the Soviet Union.
You don't believe we went to the moon?
I believe it was a brilliant piece of propaganda that the Soviets bankrupted themselves, pouring resources into rockets and other useless machines.
Useless machines.
And if we don't want a repeat of the excess and wastefulness of the 20th century, then we need to teach our kids about this planet, not tales of leaving it.
In that example, we learn that he's a believer in space, that he is a dad who will do anything for his family, and that he wants the best for his kids. Next is the stunning cinematography. The movie even won an Oscar that year for visual effects, proving that the effects are, in fact, amazing. The space scenes contain some of the most realistic depictions of space in a movie ever. And the black hole scene is something that you can't really wrap your head around. It's so real looking that you swear they are really out there, filming in space. With these amazing realistic depictions of space, the movie makes me feel more as if I am in the movie as well, as if I'm traveling at light speed. Another feature of this film is the music, composed by Hans Zimmer. It adds this surreal element, and even when you're watching it, you don't really notice it, but you feel it. You feel the urgency in the music. You feel the emotion. The music adds atmosphere and calls your attention to small details you might otherwise miss. All of these effects come together to make a rousing point about climate change. The relatable characters, the immersive cinematography, the gripping Hans Zimmer score are designed to make viewers feel the urgency of climate change. Even though we're being entertained, the movie also moves us to act because it feels emotionally and visually real. In conclusion, this is a movie that inspires wonder in me. I wonder about our place in the stars, if there is another Earth-like planet out there, if we are alone, and if we are really doomed. Interstellar does a perfect job at keeping me hooked, but at the same time, making me think. Universe. Another element being called the climate change. Fucking.